Hi, Brittany. Are you coming to work today? Your shift started an hour ago. Did you plan on not showing up without notice again?
What are you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about. This isn't the first time. If you need to take a day off, just let me know in advance. If you just don't show up, then it causes trouble for the other employees. We are a team and everyone needs to do their part. Please start letting me know in advance so that I can find someone to cover your shift. If you can't come in today, then I will have to work a double shift.
Oh, sorry. My dad died today. I couldn't find the time to call you because I was so busy.
What? But Brittany, you said your dad died last month. I think you used this excuse multiple times now, actually.
No, the last couple of times it was my grandparents that passed away. And you're wrong. It was my mom who passed away the most recent time I missed work.
If that's really what happened, then I'm really sorry. Do you have any family left? Will you be okay?
Yes, I'm fine. I have a very big and complicated family. It can get annoying sometimes. Anyway, I was hoping you could cover for me today. We pretty much do the same thing, so you can just do it, right?
We do work at the same time, but I'm a manager, so what I have to do is different. I have my own work to do. If you don't show up, then I have to work 2 jobs at the same time. It's tough. That's why it is important to let me know ahead of time so that I can find someone to cover your shift. It just causes trouble if someone is a no-call, no-show. And I'm sorry, Brittany, but you no-call, no-show quite a lot.
You're so annoying. I mean, can't you just make your kids volunteer and do my work if I don't show up?
What do you mean?
You've mentioned you have kids to me before. Just have them help you. Ugh, such a simple solution. You are such an annoying old lady.
This in no way has anything to do with my kids. Why should they have to do your job? That just doesn't make any sense. This conversation does not concern them. This is about you not showing up to work.
Ugh, you're being so bossy. You are butting into my personal life way too much over me not coming to work. It's getting annoying. You have no right to nitpick over every little thing I do.
I am not trying to nitpick or boss you around. All I need you to do is text or call me a little ahead of time if you can't come into your shift. It causes issues for your coworkers as well. We all work as a team. Can you please try to understand?
You are seriously so annoying. Are you stupid or something?
The only stupid thing here is your excuse to not come to work.
I just got sick and can't come in. Since I'm sick, I really can't go because it will put my coworkers at risk. I am also dealing with a lot of other stuff right now.
Oh, really? So now you want to be sick. What about your dad that just passed away?
Just forget about that. Do whatever you want. I'm not showing up to work today no matter what. Oh, I almost forgot. Can you tell your son to be more careful when he drives?
Why? What do you mean? Why are you talking about my son again? Brittany! Hi, thanks for coming in today. You really saved me. Brittany tends to not come to work a lot these days, so I appreciate your help. Yeah, no problem. My kids are at a friend's house today, so I had some time to spare. Don't worry about it. Brittany has been causing a lot of trouble lately, huh? Not only are you a manager, but also a mom of 2 kids. I don't get how you do it. I can only work part-time these days. Yeah, but I'm pretty content with my work and life at home. My husband helps make it all work. The only thing that's causing trouble is Brittany not showing up to work. Should I write her up? She has a poor attitude at work and in general. Plus, she has a lot of no-call, no-shows. When I confront her, she just makes up poor excuses. But at the same time, I feel bad. She's only 17 and still has a lot to learn. Back when I worked as a manager, I had to write someone up before. Nothing much happens unless you write them up a certain number of times. It might just make Brittany lash out at you. If she gets any worse, I just fire her. But for now, let's just wait it out a little and try talking to her about it more. I see. I guess I'll try to be patient with her. Also, I think there was some sort of misunderstanding between us as well. Like what? We were having our usual conversation about her not showing up to work.
Then she brings up Austin and tells me that he needs to be more careful when driving.
That's kind of silly.
Why would she mention your son?
What else did she say?
After that, she just stopped replying to me. I wonder what the heck she meant by that. There was probably some sort of miscommunication. But it's really strange that she said something like that.
Yeah, maybe she meant to send that text to someone else. Who knows? I'm sure it's nothing to worry about.
Yeah, you're right.
Jeez, dealing with Brittany must be tough. Well, if you ever need me to take on another shift again, just let me know.
Thank you. At least she is the only thing I have to worry about. Other managers probably deal with a lot more. I'll see you at work tomorrow.
Kayla, there's a huge problem.
What's wrong?
Money is missing from the register.
What? How much?
All of it. I was just doing my usual sales checkup, and when I opened the register, it was empty. What do we do? Should I call the police?
Hold on. I'm on my way to the shop right now. When I get there, we can look at everything together. Try not to panic. I'll be there soon.
What if I become a suspect? I don't want this in my record. I was the only one at work today to prepare the shop for tomorrow.
It will be okay. You didn't do anything wrong and just noticed. You also contacted me right away. You won't be in trouble at all, so please don't worry. We will figure out who did this soon.
Really? I'll be okay?
Yes. I also have an idea who might have done this. I'm not coming in today.
What? Again?
You have been taking off way too much time lately. I have also told you many times already that you need to tell me this ahead of time. Your shift already started 10 minutes ago. At least let me know a couple of hours in advance. It is really starting to cause issues. As a team, everyone needs to be at work in order for things to go smoothly. But this time, it's your fault.
What do you mean?
Your son has been drinking and driving. He hit my car and now I'm in the hospital. You are paying for all the damage done to me and my car.
What the heck are you talking about? Is this some kind of joke?
This is not something to laugh about. Are you crazy? It's because you let your son do whatever he wants and you don't keep a close eye on that delinquent. Why don't you ask him yourself? Reality is going to hit you hard. Are you okay with him being like this?
Like what?
Going to jail for drinking and driving. Are you worried about his future? This will be on his record forever. What are you going to do about all this?
I'm not sure what I'm supposed to say here.
What do you expect me to do? If you don't want me to get the police involved, I expect you to pay me $100,000.
$100,000? That's way too much. You think I have that kind of money just lying around?
Just pay me the money and your son is off the hook. I need that money for the hospital bill and my car. You'll do it, right? You do love your son, right?
Of course I love my son. Yeah, but just out of curiosity, what makes you think my son did this?
I saw his face when he drove into me. I am confident that it was your son.
I see. Why are you so confident he was drunk?
No sober person would drive like such a maniac. Plus, his eyes were beet red. He was either drunk or high. Neither one bodes well for him if I call the police.
Wait a second. So even though you were in a big car accident, you didn't call the police?
Since he was your son and you're my fellow coworker, I figured that I'd give you an offer first. It's better than settling it all in court, isn't it? It was also a hit and run, so it's a huge crime.
Did you also happen to come into the shop yesterday?
What?
You didn't touch the cash register, did you?
Oh, yeah. The money in the register is technically all mine, so I took it.
You've got to be kidding me.
What do you mean by it was technically all yours? Because you owe me a lot of money for the accident, remember?
You are being so ridiculous that I can't stop laughing right now. The money you took from the register belongs to the shop. It's not my money.
It doesn't matter. I knew you would have trouble paying me the money, so I just gave you a head start. I was only trying to be nice and make things easier for you. You are responsible for everything now.
Why should this be my responsibility?
You're the one who stole the money from the shop.
Anyway, where and when did this accident happen?
Yesterday. That's why I'm in the hospital.
I see. You must be in a lot of pain. Are you able to move around at all?
No, of course I can't. I'm bedridden, so I won't be able to come to work for a while. Since this accident has caused me to be bedridden, you have to pay me that money. Otherwise, your son will suffer the consequences.
So if that's the case, then how did you take the money out of the register? You are bedridden, so how is that possible? If you were that injured and have been in the hospital ever since, then how did you take the money?
It doesn't matter how I got the money.
Of course it doesn't. Then what did my son say about this? Have you talked to him about this? What kind of car hit you?
I haven't talked to him. I wanted to give you my special offer. And it was a red car. I remember overhearing you talk to Sophia about how you just bought your son a red car. Anyway, you have the money, right? Hurry up and send it to me.
Brittany, you are such a bad liar. I just can't stop laughing.
You really think I'm lying? I can't believe this. You are going to regret it. You'll see. Because of your son, I am in a lot of pain and my car is totaled. He will be in jail for drinking and driving and fleeing the scene. We will see who's laughing when you're looking at your son's face through the bars of the jail. Last chance to send me the $100,000.
So his mini red toy car he rides around the house in really totaled your car? Sorry, this is just too funny. To think that his little car also caused you to be bedridden and hospitalized.
What?
Brittany, my son is 2 years old. How in the world could he be drinking and driving?
Wait a minute. What do you mean? He's 2?
Yes, he is. That's why I've been laughing at everything you've been saying this whole time. The only car he drives is the mini red car I bought him a couple of weeks ago. I was at home last night pushing him around in it. I also took him to daycare this morning. So are you sure what you're telling me is all true?
So, he really is 2 years old? I just don't understand. I heard you talking to Sophia about how you bought your son a red car and that he's growing up so fast. Maybe I misheard and it was Sophia's son that hit me then. I probably just got confused.
Sophia's son just started middle school, so that's not possible. A 6th grader would not be drinking and driving. If it will help you come to your senses, I can show you a picture of my son's car. Although it wouldn't do much. Talking with my son is also no good. He's in the terrible 2 stage and would just deny everything. It looks like you're on your own. I think your story needs a little bit of work.
So, your son really can't drive and is 2 years old? Then you must have another older son.
Nope. I only have a 2-year-old son and a 3-year-old daughter. Sorry to disappoint you.
Then why did you play along this whole time? You knew right away, didn't you? How can you be such a mean old woman?
I thought your story was so funny and couldn't help myself. You were getting so into your own lie and it was just making me laugh so hard. Just thinking about my son driving his little toy car and crashing into you is so stupid and funny. Your story made my day.
Are you making fun of me? The way you're treating me right now is unacceptable. Don't you dare look down on me.
So, what do you plan on doing?
What do you mean?
You threatened me and stole money from the shop. You committed a crime and have to be punished for it. What you did was not okay, and you need to realize that.
What? Why?
I know you're young, so you might not understand. But you are still an adult, so you have to learn your lesson. You lied about your accident and threatened my son. Then you stole money from the register. I will have to report you to the police. There's really no other way for you to learn.
It was a prank.
What?
It was a prank. I was only joking about taking the money.
Why?
Did someone actually steal money from the register?
Don't you think Sophia has been kind of suspicious lately? I know you two have been friends for a long time, but she has always been obsessed with money. She even told me about her obsession. You need to learn that lying is not okay. I already know that you took the money. Don't bring Sophia into this. Sophia is a close friend and co-worker of mine. I know her well, and she has no issues with money. She also wouldn't do something this stupid. Jeez, you're so harsh. But I was just kidding. I already told you that it was all a prank. You do know that the shop has security cameras everywhere, right? I can clearly see you stealing the money in the footage we have. I have a copy of the recording and will be showing it to the police as evidence. What? I didn't know we had security cameras. Please don't show them. My mom is going to be so mad at me. Too bad. Knowing you, you probably already spent all the money. I am aware that you have a problem with buying new clothes all the time. Your mom mentioned it to me when she came into our shop once. That's why she was glad I hired you. She was happy you could finally earn your own money and work for what you want. I can't believe she told you that. But anyway, I'm really sorry. Can we not get the police involved? Can you just not tell anyone about this? I won't do something like this again, I promise. Aren't we friends and fellow co-workers too? What are you saying? We are not friends, and I am nothing more than your manager. You threatened me by using my son and you stole money. Just cut it out already. But I apologized. Can you please forgive me? Save your apologies and excuses for the police. I don't think they'll be as entertained by your blatant lies, though. This is not a game. You did this to yourself and chose to commit these crimes. No matter how you look at it, you will have to suffer the consequences. You are also fired. Consider this a life lesson. No! But why? I have no choice. I was too lenient with you because you're young. You have to learn your lesson eventually. That's just how things work. From now on, you should be more careful about the things you say and do. You will be speaking to the police soon, so please prepare yourself. No, just wait. Aren't you my manager? Please help me. I'm part of your team, remember? Not anymore. I told you, you're fired. Also, did you forget that you always call me an annoying old lady? You have never been nice to me, so why should I help you? You have never treated me with any respect. This is a lesson for trying to threaten me with using my son and stealing. I hope you rot in jail, you lying criminal. Brittany was later arrested for stealing and fraud. She was sentenced to 3 years of probation. If Brittany shows good behavior and finishes all of her community service, she might be able to get it expunged from her record. Brittany's mother had the option to bail her out of jail, but decided that her daughter is an adult and needs to learn her lesson. Unfortunately, the probation will make it harder for her to get a job in the near future. It will probably affect her college admissions as well. I still find Brittany's story hilarious, and it will forever be a story to tell family and friends. My son is just 2 after all. How could he possibly drink and drive? If you are going to call out of work or need to take time off, you should at least have a believable story. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to see more content. Carmen, where are you? And what is the meaning of this?
Oh, hello, Jessica. I was expecting your call. I guess you found the package that I left for you. What seems to be the problem? Did you see my note?
You really don't think there's any problem with what you've done? You left your child at my front door without saying anything. Rover is not just a package. Do you not have any common sense? Did you forget that he's just a preschooler?
Stop calling me because I can't pick up right now. I'm on a packed subway, so I don't want to bother the other passengers.
Then come back and get your son, now.
What? Who do you think you are, telling me what to do?
You can't just leave your son at my doorstep with nothing but a note asking me to watch him for a while. I didn't even realize anyone was out there for at least 30 minutes. He could have been kidnapped by a stranger in that time. What were you thinking?
Well, what was I supposed to do? I had no other choice since there was no one else who could watch my son on such short notice. And I just couldn't bring him with me this time.
What do you mean? Where are you going?
I couldn't ask my husband to watch him because that's just out of the question. And both my parents and in-laws live too far away. They wouldn't be able to get here in time.
Wait, but didn't you mention that your husband was in the hospital recently? Is he doing better now?
Oh no, he's still hospitalized, and I have no idea when he's going to be discharged. That's why I had to leave my son with you. You're the only person I can rely on right now. We're both a mother to young children, so we have to help each other out in times of need. And I just really need your help this time. Besides, I would do the same for you if we were in opposite situations. I'm just asking you to babysit him for a few days. Is that too much to ask?
Of course, I'm more than happy to help, but this goes way beyond babysitting. And still, you can't just leave your son on my doorstep without letting me know beforehand. You didn't even have the courtesy to ask if we were even available. What if we were planning to go out tonight?
Oh, so what are you saying? Are you just going to kick my poor baby out of your house and make him stay on your doorstep until you get back?
What?
He's only 5! Are you really going to force a 5-year-old to stay outside all night? Is he supposed to sleep on your front lawn or something? That's just cruel!
That's not what I'm saying! Of course I'm going to take him in! I'm just saying that it's common courtesy to ask beforehand, because it's a big responsibility to take in someone's child. But first of all, this is your problem, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't involve me and my family in the first place. Why is it so important for you to go on this vacation anyways? Especially now, when your husband is in the hospital. Don't you even care about his well-being?
What are you saying? So I can't even take a vacation? What about my well-being? I need to take a break once in a while, too.
No, all I'm saying is that you need to get your priorities straight. Any reasonable person should know that this isn't the best time to be taking a vacation for themselves. It just seems a bit selfish because your family needs you right now. Don't you have any common sense?
Oh, be quiet. You have no right to be sticking your nose into our private business. All you need to do is to watch Rover for a few days. Is that too much to ask for?
This is ridiculous. You didn't even ask if it would be okay to leave your son with me. You just dropped him off in front of our door. The poor boy. He must have been so scared.
I'm sure he was fine. Oh, and one more thing. Since you're already watching Rover while I'm away, why don't you also take care of my husband as well? You know, visiting him in the hospital so he doesn't get lonely and making sure he doesn't need anything. He has a really big sweet tooth, but there's hardly enough of a selection in the hospital cafeteria. Maybe you can bring him some donuts and cookies from time to time. It shouldn't be too hard.
You're kidding, right?
And Rover knows which hospital his father is staying at, so you can just ask him.
No, this is absolutely ridiculous. I can't possibly agree to take on that task. I've never even met your husband.
Don't worry, I'm sure it'll be fine. I really appreciate it. Thanks. Bye.
Wait, Carmen! Carmen, you can't do this! Carmen? I was in a bit of a panic the other day, so I forgot to ask you something important. When will you be back from your trip? You just needed like a day or two to refresh your mind, right?
Oh, that's right! I forgot to mention when I'm coming back. My bad. But I'll be home in like 2 weeks or so.
2 weeks? Isn't that a long time to be away from your son and husband? I thought that you would be back by now.
Oh no, don't be silly. That's much too soon. I'm in Australia right now. A few days is nowhere near enough time to take in all the sights.
Australia? You're overseas?
Yep. Didn't I tell you that I was traveling abroad? So, you see, that's why I won't be home yet.
Are you being serious? Not only is your husband in the hospital right now, but you left your 5-year-old son here with me. I'm not even a relative of yours.
You can't just hand him off to me like this. I think I asked you this before, but is this trip really that important? Did you even consider how it's affecting your family? And you're not coming back for another 2 weeks. Please, tell me this is all just a joke.
It's not a joke. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm really in Australia right now.
Why would you even plan such a long trip at this timing in the first place? If I'm not mistaken, you said that your husband has been hospitalized since last month, right? You could have canceled or at least postponed this trip for a better time. There must have been enough time for you to make alternate arrangements. Why didn't you consider those options?
What? No way! It didn't even cross my mind to cancel or postpone this trip. My travel companion was finally able to get some time off. There was just no way I was going to miss this opportunity. And I couldn't possibly reschedule this trip for personal reasons of mine. He's very busy, you know. Who knows when the next time he'll be able to take such a long break from work will be.
Wait, I thought you were taking this vacation alone. But you're with another man? And it's just the two of you?
Oh, it's not a big deal. He's just a friend from high school. We had our high school reunion earlier this year, and we just hit it off then. We weren't exactly that close back then, but it turns out we have a lot in common, like our love for traveling. So we had been talking about traveling abroad together for months, and we finally made it happen. I've been looking forward to this trip all year.
But if he's your friend, don't you think that he would understand the situation that you're in right now? Did you even talk to him about it? And I'm sure that it can't be such a good feeling for you either, leaving your son and husband behind like this. Especially since your husband is in the hospital. You must be sick with worry and feeling really guilty.
Not at all. I'm having a really great time, actually. I'm really glad that I decided to take this trip.
What?
Oh, look. My friend is calling for me, so I'm gonna go now. Talk to you later.
Wait, Carmen! We're not finished with this conversation yet. Jessica, thank you so much for stopping by earlier. This is Alex, Carmen's husband. Oh, hello. Thank you for letting me in and listening to what I had to say as well. Although I'm really sorry for showing up at the hospital unannounced like that. And also for the things I had to tell you. I'm sure it wasn't anything you wanted to hear from someone you just met for the first time, especially in a hospital setting. It's nothing for you to apologize about. I'm glad that you came to see me. I was starting to wonder why Carmen hasn't been here for the past few days. But now I know. However, I never expected that she would be overseas while leaving our son with you. I'm sorry that she's caused such an inconvenience to you and your family. But as I told you when you were here, I've already been in touch with my parents. They're already on their way and should be arriving tomorrow morning. I'm sorry to burden you any more than necessary, but I would really appreciate it if you would watch Rover until then. They promise to pick him up as soon as they can. Of course, that's not a problem. And please, take care. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hello, Jessica. How is my baby boy doing? And guess what? I'm still in Australia. I was supposed to leave today, but I changed my mind.
What? You changed your mind?
Yep. There's just so much to do here, so I'm going to stay here for a while longer. Australia is such a great country. I can't possibly go home without seeing and experiencing everything. So do me a favor and take care of my son and husband for a few more days, okay? This is so great! It'll give me more time to go play with baby koalas today. Did you know that there's a cafe where you can actually hug them? I'm just so excited.
Carmen, there's something you need to know.
What is it? Didn't I tell you that I have a busy day today?
It's your husband. He passed away just this morning.
What? The hospital said that his condition took a sudden turn for the worse in the middle of the night. And unfortunately, he was unable to recover, even though the doctors did everything they could. He died this morning. Right now, his parents are taking care of all the paperwork and handling the funeral arrangements. What? I don't understand. This is just a joke, right? How am I supposed to react to that? This isn't funny, you know. Oh, Carmen. You have no idea how much I wish it were just a joke. What? No. Tell me you're just lying. You're just trying to get back at me because I left my son with you for so long. Right? You want to make me feel bad about what I did. Right? Carmen, this is nothing to joke about. Your husband's parents came to pick up Rover right away, so he hasn't been staying with me since we last spoke. What? You contacted my in-laws? Well, Alex was the one who called them as soon as I told him what was going on. His parents arrived the following morning and picked up your son. They've been taking care of your husband since then as well. Until this morning, that is. What? This can't be happening. And there's also something else. There's no point hiding the fact that you're having an affair anymore. We all know the truth. What? As a matter of fact, aren't you on vacation with your lover right now? But how do you know that? Alex told us everything. By the way, it seemed like your husband was long aware of your infidelity. So if it weren't for his sudden hospitalization, he was planning to hire a lawyer to start the divorce proceedings. Are you serious? If you don't believe me, why don't you call his parents and ask them directly? I'm sure they will be more than happy to give you a piece of their mind. My in-laws? Yes. Your husband apparently revealed everything to them, so they know exactly what's been going on. They can tell you more than I'll ever be able to. No way! I don't want to talk to them! Huh? Why not? Don't you want to know more about everything that happened? Well, yeah. But I know that they'll just lecture me about what a bad wife and mother I am. They never liked me much anyways. And if that's the case, I'd much rather enjoy the rest of my vacation before heading home. I think I'll wait to face my in-laws until they start discussing Alex's inheritance. Are you insane? You're not even going to come back for your husband's funeral? I guess not. I mean, it's not going to change the fact that he's gone. So what difference does it make? And even if I do go back, I'm only going to be insulted for my failures anyways. Don't get me wrong, I'm absolutely devastated by this news. Maybe I just don't want to leave yet because that means I'll have to accept the reality of the situation. I honestly didn't expect my husband to pass away while I was away. But nothing I do now is going to bring him back. The only thing I can do is to move on and continue living my life as a widow now. Just so you know, I'm with your husband's parents right now. What do you mean? I was already involved in all this from the moment you decided to leave Rover with me, so it just felt like my obligation to help out with the funeral arrangements. We're actually at the funeral home together right now, when you just so happened to message me with your ridiculous excuses. And I'm sure that you can imagine, but I immediately showed all of your replies to them. What? How dare you? Why would you do such a thing? They were absolutely furious with you at first, but they said that it wasn't completely unexpected coming from you. And in fact, there are a few things they wanted me to convey to you. Like what? Well, first, your divorce had already been finalized before your husband passed away. What? How is that even possible? Well, isn't it true that you kept a set of divorce papers in the drawer of your nightstand? Already filled out and signed with your name? Well... Wait, don't tell me. I don't know the exact details of how they actually discovered those papers, but it looks like your assumption is right. Your husband just had to fill in his information, sign his name, and submit it to court. So I'm sure that you can figure out what I'm about to say next, but you no longer have any rights to your late husband's inheritance. You're kidding, right? And they're still in the middle of the process, but your in-laws are demanding to take custody of Rover. What? They're even thinking of legally adopting him. What do you mean by that? I'm his mother. There's no way that I'll let my son be adopted by his grandparents. I'm more than able to take care of him myself. Do you honestly think that is actually possible? No judge is going to approve of that arrangement.
Sure, as a matter of fact, I'm pretty certain that it'll be approved.
What?
Don't you have any idea what you've done? Think about it for a second. First of all, you disregarded the fact that your husband had been in the hospital for more than a month, just so you can go on an overseas rendezvous with your lover. And not only that, you just decided to leave your 5-year-old son on my doorstep, with no plans to come back for more than 2 weeks. If you ask me, that's no different than abuse, which is a crime. There's absolutely no way that you're fit to raise a child. Besides, who knows when you'll just abandon Rover again for another selfish reason. I'm sure your in-laws felt the same way. That's why they stepped up and offered to raise your son in your place. It's the best solution for everyone involved.
But what about my son? What does he say about all of this? He's a big mama's boy. There's no one in this world that he loves more than his mommy. There's no way he'll want to be separated from me.
I wouldn't be so sure. He clearly said that he doesn't want to live with a mommy who doesn't take care of his daddy.
No way. But he's never said anything like that.
His words, not mine. And unlike you, he's very thoughtful of his sick father as well. He's still young, but he's very observant. You can't hide what you've been doing from him. Maybe your lies worked on someone else, but not with your own family. Anyways, you completely betrayed his trust this time. He must be so heartbroken. And it may be hard to believe, but even young children are very aware of what goes on around them. Especially when it's something that concerns the people who are supposed to love them unconditionally. To be honest, I'm not even surprised by Rover's reaction. It's what you deserve.
I can't believe this. So, what am I supposed to do now?
Oh, and there's one last thing.
What? There's more? Don't you think that you've already given me enough bad news? My life is absolutely ruined.
Well, the deed on your family home is under your father-in-law's name, so obviously it no longer belongs to you. And actually, he's decided to put the house up for sale next month. The house needs to be cleared out as soon as possible, so all of your belongings were packed up and shipped to your parents' house the other day. They want to get the contractors in right away to start renovations.
What? You went through my stuff without my permission? And you sent them to my parents' house? What are they going to say about all this? Why would you do such a terrible thing?
Terrible? Do you even know what you're talking about? You're the last person in this world who should be saying that anything is terrible. Unless you're talking about your own actions.
But it's not fair!
Maybe you should know this, but when I first visited your husband in the hospital, he was unbelievably polite towards me. It was the first time we had met each other, but he was just really grateful for everything I was doing for his family. And he kept thanking me for going to see him, for taking care of his son, and for getting along with his parents. I thought that he was just a very conscientious person, but I guess there was a deeper meaning to his words. It's too late now, but I think I understand what he was trying to say.
Well, what do you want me to do about it now?
Why don't you just come home as soon as you can? There's nothing you can do if you're not even in the country. And when you come back, perhaps you'll finally realize the truth about what you've done. The things you've said and done were cruel and unacceptable. But it's too late to change the facts now. I hope you end up living the rest of your life in regret. For all I care. Carmen ended up booking the next flight home and was back in the country by the following day. She rushed to her parents' house as soon as she got out of the airport, but it wasn't soon enough. Her parents were already aware of everything that happened and refused to welcome her back as their daughter. They were absolutely disgusted by her behavior and ended up cutting all ties with her in the end. After that, Carmen's in-laws were officially able to adopt Rover, so he will be raised by his grandparents from now on. In exchange for not claiming any monetary payment for damages, Carmen's in-laws made her promise that she will neither see nor be involved in her son's life whatsoever from that moment on. She broke things off with her lover, but unfortunately,
He was already married to someone else at the time of their affair. As such, Carmen was ordered to pay his wife a large settlement for damages. Because of her selfishness, Carmen ended up losing her family and her home, as well as everything else that was important to her. But since she still has to pay her many debts, she has no choice but to live and work a sad, meaningless life. She spends every day full of regret, but she no longer has anyone that will console her anymore. Thanks for watching! Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to see more content.